And I just like held on to that belief that real Lucy came out when she was drinking. I was willing to just go to this crazy dark place every time. I had to and wanted to get sober. I deserve more. I have to try it a different way. Alcohol isn't the problem. The problem is this feeling inside of me. I have a little over a year of sobriety, which, you know, the people in my life, my friends, my family, who are just the greatest people in the world and have stood by my side for, you know, I've been working on getting sober since I was 20. I'm 33. It takes time. It took time, and it took patience with myself. I mean, this is a topic I could talk about until the end of time, but basically what alcohol did for me, it did a couple of things. It was like this feeling of, oh my God, this is what I've been searching for my whole life. I'm my truest self, right? Like I'm so much funnier and cooler and people like me. That's all bullshit. Guess what? Not true. I was not myself, not my truest self. But it started with, wow, I can be free and funny and boys will like me. This is when I'm younger, right? And I just like held on to that belief that real Lucy came out when she was drinking. Guess what? Real Lucy did come out, but it was that rage and pain that I had been holding on to for so long. But it also quieted my mind. I feel like, and I'm not the only person on the planet that deals with this, but like my brain just doesn't shut off. It's exhausting. But when I drink, because I was like textbook binge drinker, like blackout, wouldn't remember what I did, what I said, which is scary. And it's also hard to explain that type of drinking to someone, because people who haven't experienced it or dealt with it personally, like addiction is such a topic that is still so taboo, because people would just tell me, well, Lucy, don't drink. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I'll try that. Thanks. But now it is that. Now it's like, okay, I just don't pick up the first drink and I'm fine. Because what would happen for me is I'd pick up the first drink, I'd like the feeling, I'd have another drink, I'd really like the feeling, and then it was past drink 2, don't remember. I wouldn't remember the rest of the night.
Through what period of your life was this, sorry? Since you were young?
I've had an issue. From my very first experience drinking, which was like age 14, up until a year ago, I have had a problem. I've never had a period of my life where I was a normal, moderate drinker. It was always, let's go. Let's just, I was willing to just go to this crazy dark place every time. And, you know, of course I trying to be a moderate drinker, just having to. I have an allergy to alcohol. I cannot drink. I view it as an allergy to alcohol. My brain doesn't work the same way as someone who can just have a glass of wine. It always wants more. It's like craving that feeling.
My best friend has just actually finished a documentary on this subject matter. He was my best friend, but also my business partner for many years. Okay. And the point where he realized he had a problem, we kind of had a bit of a face-to-face, because he had done so much damage. And there was one particular instance where he did so much damage to himself, our company, our team members, that we met on a Sunday, and we basically, it was that kind of ultimatum moment, which is, you're going to have to leave.
Yeah.
You know? And you can do a lot of damage, right? When you have that relationship with alcohol and you have an addiction to alcohol, and it brings out that side of you. Mm-hmm. Did you ever have moments like that where people close to you said,
yeah, many times. But it's one of those things. I remember the point in my life where I'm like, I woke up a morning after drinking, and it was when I wanted to keep drinking. I was like, oh, my reaction to alcohol is different than my friends. Like, this is different. And I've known I had a problem this whole time. There was never a moment where I thought I was normal. There have been moments where I didn't want to change, because I'm like, I'm not giving this up. Are you kidding me? Like, who would I be if I can't have fun and let loose and drink? But I had many times, my manager of 19 years, who is an angel, truly an earth angel. I believe has saved my life at times. Like, this woman has been there for me. She's had hard conversations with me. I've had friends who've tough loved me. I've had friends who say, we can't until you do X, Y, and Z. I've always been shown love and support, but the thing about addiction or just life in general, like, you gotta want something for yourself. Like, I had so many things happen where you would have thought I would change. I tried to change for boyfriends. I tried to change for my mom. I tried to change for my career. I tried to change for vain reasons. I'm like, well, I'll look younger and be skinnier. I'll stop drinking for that. None of that shit works. I had to and wanted to get sober January 2nd, 2022, because I said, I deserve more. I deserve more out of this life. I have to try it a different way. And I have to be willing to just commit to it. You know, because binge drinking, I would be sober for 3 months, then relapse. Be sober for a week, relapse. And I never, the really crazy thing is I never let it get in the way of my job, because my career has always been so important. But when I'd go home at night, it would just be like so dark and I'd be so in my head about it. But it
would be so dark. I was thinking then, because my business partner described it as there was a pain he was trying to escape, which we just never realized. He had a pain in his life, in his mind. I would find him downstairs 3 a.m. in the morning in the laundry room with the lights off drinking. I thought, this guy's he just loves alcohol, right?
That's what people think. Or like, right? Oh, you like to party.
Yeah, exactly. But I came to learn that there was a pain he was escaping that he hadn't addressed.
Yes.
Is that the same in your situation, where there was an unaddressed pain or issue that you think you were using alcohol as a escape mechanism for?
Yes, definitely. I mean, alcohol isn't the problem. The problem is this feeling inside of me. Alcohol was the solution. You know, for a while it was my solution. I'm like, oh, I don't have to think about being good enough or whatever the problem was. Like, it worked for a really long time until it just left me feeling depressed, anxious, lonely, just worthless. But there is a big misconception about people who struggle in this way, is that, oh, they're weak. They just can't not do it. Or they like to party, or they just like booze. It's so much more than that. And yeah, for me, it was definitely old stuff, old feelings, pain. I do think that, like I said, I would have struggled with this no matter what I did for a living. But I think finding success at an early age and the people pleasing and trying to be what people wanted me to be made me feel like a fraud, right? Because like now I can show up exactly who I am and share my story. And to actually be able to talk about this is so freeing, because it's not like it's chaining me down anymore. Like it takes the power away from it. Like, I can be Lucy, which is not always cute at times, you know, like it's dark and disgusting and scary. And that's what makes us all complex, amazing, beautiful human beings, is we've all got this shadow self.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously. And the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.